Hello, hello, and welcome to Fortune from Fae Tarot and Oracle card readings. This reading is for the month of July, it's the month of August, and it is for Libra. So it's for anyone with your sun, moon, or rising sign is in Libra. And it is a general reading, so I do ask that you take what's for you and leave what isn't for you behind. But it is a generalised reading. Just seeing what themes and what things you might have coming up in the month of August. So for this reading, I'm going to be using this deck here. Now the box for this deck has long fallen apart because it wasn't like these boxes. So this is a Rider-Waite deck, a traditional one, except it's all in pastel colours. So I will be using that one. And for the themes of what you've got coming up in August, I'll be using the Gospel of Aradia deck, which is very old, pagan, feminist, Italian sort of religion, set of beliefs. And I'll be using the Healing with the Angels, the Oracle cards for your pieces of advice. So let's see what we've got coming up for you for the month of August. This deck's quite big to shuffle, so do bear with me. But it is really pretty, and when I saw it, I was like, I don't even know what that is, but I've got to have that. And what have we got for Libra? What's coming up? Okay, so we've got the feminine. So the feminine could apply to anybody. It's just energy, basically. So no matter whether you are born male or female, it could be that you've got a lot of feminine energy and you've got like masculine energy in you. It could be anything like that. Okay, there we go. So we've got the feminine, we've got games, fecundity, and the shadows. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say about that. Let's have a look and see what they have to say. This is a much easier deck for my little hands to shuffle. Much better. Ten of Swords. Ace of Cups. Sun. Oh, sorry, the Moon. Queen of Wands. Five of Pentacles. The Lovers. The Star. Eight of Cups. The World. In this deck, I do have two extra cards because when they turned up, it came with that one, Ace of Hearts, and Ace of Balloons. And I figured I'm obviously meant to have them, so I've given them their own. They have their own meaning now. So this deck's a little special. Just got an extra couple of decks. I just liked it because it was all pink. And if you hadn't guessed by our stall and a lot of the colours, a lot of it's pink. Oh, there we go. King of Pentacles. Now we just need two more cards. But you know what happens. Very rarely do I get given the amount of cards I actually ask for. That's definitely too many. I'm not accepting four. I'll accept that one. Just one more card, Spirit, for Libra. One more. Oh. See? Right, we're going to have this one. And we're going to have that one. They always give me too many. I've learned that sometimes it's easier to accept that they give me too many and you just get extra message. So we're going to see. So with the feminine, we've got the Ten of Swords. You're at your wits' ends with some thoughts. There's thoughts that just keep churning around, keep going and going. And it's time they came to an end. It's time you started ignoring those thoughts. You have sometimes our brain is just overexcited and gives us too much information and thinks too, like overthinking. You think about every single possible thing that could go wrong. You don't need to think thinking about that. You need to be thinking about what is happening, because if you think about every possibility, it's exhausting, completely exhausting. So we've got to use your intuition here, and we're looking at, it's the moon, so the feminine aspect. Use your intuition, use what feels right. Don't always look at how things look. Sometimes things look bad, but they're not bad. Or someone looks really weird, for example. There was a guy when I worked in a letting agent that used to come into the office in his pajamas, like full on pajamas and dressing gown, to pay his rent every month or every week, whatever it was. And everyone else said, he's really creepy. He comes in his pajamas. And I turned and said to them, he's not creepy. He is asleep. He works nights, because every time I come to work, I see him getting out of a car and going into his house. And his house was like 2 doors down. So I was like, he's not creepy. He's coming to pay his rent, but it is the middle of the night for him. So he's not walking in naked or in his boxer shorts. He had full on pajamas and dressing gown on. He's just coming and paying his rent, but it happens to be the middle of the night for him. So just be aware of how things actually are, not how they look. Look a little bit deeper into what's going on and what's happening. But you've got a really exciting new beginning here. There's some sort of exciting thing happening spiritually, emotionally. You've got ideas flowing. You need to let go of that overthinking so that you can put that into thought. We're just going to see if there's anything else in this feminine card, because I don't use this deck all that often, the Aradia deck, so I haven't learnt it completely. But let's see if there's anything else in here. But it is so pretty, and it does really help with some card readings. It looks really pretty. So do not be afraid of the feminine form or naturally feminine ways. You can be powerful and still feminine. Seek equality. Forget the current restrictions of sexual roles. They limit everyone. There is no need to push forcefully for what you want. Be the best you can be and attract what you need to. So if you need to, if do your business your way. So if you want to, sorry, you don't have to be a big boss person to run a small business, or to and run a business the way you want to run it. You can be do business in a gentler and softer way. It is possible, but it is more intuitive than, I'd say the more masculine way is using force. The feminine way is gentler, and with some businesses that works better. So use your intuition when you're dealing with things. Try and figure out why things are happening, but don't overthink things. And also, is what's happening your problem? So in Aradia's gospel, it was Diana who was the primary face of the feminine divine. Though through Aradia, Diana's teachings encouraged women to seek gender equality in society, which respect for the feminine was rapidly disappearing. Women of the time were quickly losing their freedom and personal powers that they had long held. That sort of thing is happening in America at the moment with women's health care, I think, in certain areas of America. The rise of the goddess movement mirrored this rise of feminism, and we now live in a time of Western world where it's safer to worship feminine deity or deities than a single masculine entity. The female principles of attraction, pull rather than push, and collaboration and power together rather than power over could help solve the problems of many societies today. So a lot of people I have collaborated with and I have worked with have been female, because we understand that we can work together, and it just happens to be there are lots of men who are there to empower us and to do things. For example, I record these readings. I do not put them on social media. I do not schedule them. I do not do all the magic at the beginning. That's what Andy does. So he's empowering me to do this and get these messages out to you. So there is ways that but you need to embrace who you are and what your strengths are. And if your strengths are in certain ways, then go and do the things that you are feeling strong in, and find someone maybe who's able to collaborate with you to do the bits that you're not so good at. But you have a big, powerful project coming through here. Right, games. What have we got for games? Sorry, that went on for a while. Okay, so games, you should be having fun and it should be exciting. But with games here, it's saying that they should be above board and full of fun. They should never be underhanded, covert, mean spirited, or harmful in any way. If someone is playing a strategic game against you, understand it for what it is, indeed a game, and change the rules to suit yourself. Seek the light-hearted company of others. Celebration will soon be announced. Don't get caught. What I'm getting, don't get caught up in gambling. Games are fine if it's light-hearted, but once it goes over to that darker side, it's effectively gambling. So maybe don't do any gambling in August. Don't get, or if you do, make sure it's fun and light-hearted, and you're not gambling your house or your car. So you got the King of Wands here, Queen of Wands here. She is very powerful. She knows what she wants and she knows how to get it, and she knows how to grow things because she's got that sunflower there. She knows how to make things grow. With a lover's card, you could have collaboration there or a decision to make. It may mean that you've got sorry, gonna have to cover them up. And that one. And this one. With the lover's card, it may mean that you have decisions to make, or you need to find someone to collaborate with that actually complements what you do. You've got the Five of Pentacles, which is scarcity, material scarcity. Make sure games you're playing are not putting you into material scarcity, because you have the power to create something amazing from what you're passionate about. You need to just find the right people to collaborate with, the right people to come along and actually assist you with that. Don't put yourself into scarcity, and don't don't act like you have scarcity before you have it. Act like you have what you need. You have what you want. They say that manifestation is you have to start doing and being what you want to be, and then that comes afterwards. So we've also got fecundity. Oh, fertility is our birthright, but genuine understanding of fertility goes beyond the ability to have children. It acknowledges that growth of any kind is our true form. Concerns about our ability to attract money or grow our business are contrary to flow of fertility. Plug into the natural cycles of the seasons. So we have it when it's spring. So this is like a spring card. So with all this, you are starting to grow. You need to let go of those thoughts, and to be able to grow and move forward, you have to eight of cups. Cups is your emotions. Eight is movement. You've got to learn to move through those emotions. So all these things that you're putting together, any emotions that are coming up because of this, you need to learn to move through them and process them. And you've got the world here. That is amazing. You've got the world come up. You've got everything available to you. You just need to push on, keep going, and believe in yourself, because you also have the star card. And I always say to people, if you cannot see the light from the star, it means you are the star and other people can see your light, but stars never see their own light. A star doesn't see how bright they're shining. A star sees how bright the person next to them is shining, or the star next to them is actually shining. So the fact you've got this card is you're doing amazing things. What you're doing is just stunning, beautiful. Everyone is noticing it except you. You're the only person not noticing that. You need to do this emotional work because everything is up for grabs for you. You've got everything. You can get exactly what you want. You need to act like it's your spring. It's like you're just starting things. It's just the beginning of what you want to be doing. A time to move forwards. Let's see what it says about the shadow. So it's important if you are dealing with things emotionally, sometimes you need to do shadow work. So sometimes you are going to need to do that shadow work. You can get shadow work journals. You have to learn to make friends with the side of yourself that you don't like. And you have to understand it maybe and learn to cope with it and deal with it. We all have a shadow side. Find balance in all things. Rest in the positive aspects of your shadow like you would rest in the void of the dark moon. Some events and people leave a long dark shadow over your future happiness. Shine a light on the dark situation. Is your shadow actually your strength? We've got a little poem here. The shadow looms dark, the shadow looms long. Its siren call beckons, it sings, dings its seductive song. You may not see within it, it hides in the blind spot, behind you, within you, squeezing your will in a knot. It's important to look at your shadow side and actually make friends with it and understand it, because once you know that shadow side and people say, oh, you're really annoying, you're really like, oh, you're really this or really that, you're really precise and you're really picky with things. Yes, you might be picky, but that is one of your, on the positive, that means that you have a really good eye for detail. So once you learn your shadow side, no one can criticize you with it because you don't care, because you know you're like that. And sometimes we have to accept that we all have maybe less than perfect qualities, but any quality, those qualities might have a positive in another aspect of your life. So you have to think, well, yes, okay, you might see that as a pain in the ass, but that means that I do this better than other people. So it's a balancing act. None of us is perfect. We're all a different mix of whatever things we are. So you've got the King of Pentacles. You've got, oh, we've got King of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Four of Wands, Four of Swords. Make sure you get plenty of rest. This is a card of rest. Put those swords down and stop worrying about them. You need rest, and you need, maybe you just need quiet time, bit of peace and quiet, where you're not worried about anything. Got the King of Pentacles. You're gonna have enough to keep you going. You're gonna have enough money, enough belongings, enough wealth to keep you going completely. And you know how to manage your household and your life, and that's good. That is not a problem. You've got the celebration of the Four of Wands. So it could mean there's a marriage, a family gathering, celebrations. Sometimes though, remember your family is not the, your family isn't people this is counting with. Your family can sometimes relate to friends. If you've got friends who are more family than your family, that could be you, that's who you choose to be your family. And you've got the Six of Cups here. So be generous with your time and what you have, your emotions. But then also remember that if you need some help, it's okay for you to accept help from others and accept their generosity. Right, we are going to see what pieces of advice Spirit has for you, Libra. So, what pieces of advice? Nature. You need to get out into nature and explore. Manifestation, yes. So you're at the beginning of this story. You need to actually start taking action towards it. There's a little star there, so that lines up with that star there. Miracles. We just need one more. Power. Ooh, very powerful. So I'd say this is about going out into nature and exploring, enjoying nature. Spending time alone in nature is important for you. Even 5 minutes in the garden would be healing for you right now. Um, Angels are asking you to do this every day. And visit the countryside. You may have an occupation where you enjoy plants. You could have house plants. My garden, something gets eaten in it all the time. So I've given up on the garden. We have rose bushes out there, and that's probably the extent of what I've put out there. But it might be that you're going to be working with plants or animals, or you love plants and animals. You just want to go and volunteer or do something. But yeah, nature is very important for you. Nature is going to help you recharge, and maybe that's what your generosity is seeing 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 pets and plants, and yeah, maybe you just need some house plants even. So manifestation, you have manifested new opportunities and abundance. Know that you can experience these gifts right now, and this comes back to this star card because we have got a little star here. So people are noticing you. You're starting to be noticed by people. And if you aren't aware of that, it's because you don't see those things. So just be step in the direction that you want to go in. Don't be afraid to do so. And I'm not saying you have to take a huge step and walk in that direction. You can take a step, tiny baby steps, nice and gently. As you're doing that shadow work, take a step further, like accept your gifts and your powers and move forward slowly. You don't have to do it quickly, but you do have to step forward before the universe is going to meet you. And then you never know where you're going to end up. You cannot micromanage where you're going to end up, but you can at least step in that direction and see what happens. It's got miracles. Miracles are occurring all around you right now. Begin to notice them, and you'll begin to experience even more miracles. So the angels are telling you that you have got miracles happening around you. And this is where the world card is coming in, all that stuff. It's going to be good. But believe in them and open your eyes to them. See where you've got that connection with people where you wouldn't have met someone in the past. You're now meeting the right people that are there to support you, and you want to support them. So with the power card, she's blowing out a breeze there, and there's quite a lot of cloud around. You now allow yourself to express your power. Being powerful is safe for you now. Know that you express your power with love. So yeah, make sure anything you do is with love and with positiveness. Don't do anything for negative or any negative reasons. Do things with love. Even if you're not talking to someone, just be like, just can't deal with you. I love you. Give you send you well wishes, but I just can't be doing with you at the moment. It's just not for me. And that's not a criticism of you or anyone else. That is just you taking your power back and using it where you wish to. Well, I hope this has resonated with you. Please do comment, like, share, subscribe, save. Put in the comments where you're listening, what part of your star sign is in Libra. Maybe you've got it elsewhere in your star chart. All that stuff, really would appreciate that. It really does help us to get this out further on the algorithms and do all that. But yeah, please do let me know what you think, what you've got going on in the month of August. But yes, I hope you have a magical day when you're listening to this, and I hope you have a magical month of August.